What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with another episode of SSC Podcast. And I'm here with your co-host, Project Storm. Storm, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm ready to talk about this gaming and stuff. Been playing a few new games, that's for sure. So, ready to jump into it to see what we got for the day, man. But I hope everybody's doing good, though. What's up? What's up, people?
All right. And we have our new panel member. Been blazing it up. Everybody was talking about him last week on the show, man. Our good friend, Peter Cottontail. Peter, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, MM? Nothing much. Had a good day today at work. Now I'm off. Was playing a few games. Started playing a few new games. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Let's get this started and see what we got for today.
All right. Well, today we're going to be doing episode 75. And in episode 75, we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the community getting positive results from Ark due to the pushback, what we hope to see at the Chorvs event tomorrow, and mobile chat being discovered in the latest APK teardown. And we're going to be talking more. Plus, we got sizzling hot after show. In the after show, we're going to talk about this whole crazy ordeal with the cloud community getting upset with Amazon Luna and New World. I mean, I don't get it, but and I did a morning tonic about it earlier, but we're going to talk about it during the after show. But with no further ado, enough about me. Let me do something real quick, because I know we kind of like push the advertisement and stuff to the back, but I do want to show everybody something. But before I do, I just want to let y'all know that for those of you that are used to going to the PNTS Network site and checking out content from our contributors and stuff like that, we deeply apologize that you're not able to do that yet. The site is still under construction. We're trying to go to a new vendor, and that hasn't been the smoothest process. We're almost ready to go live. You're going to be seeing some great stuff, some great content, and some great giveaways once we do go live. With that being said, if you still want to go to the Old Dirty Blasters sign-up sheet, okay, let me show you. Let me show you guys this. Oh, well, that's the if you go to PNTS Network right now, that's what it's going to look like. Here, let me show this to the co-host as well. Let me not be a horrible host. If it'll pop. Oh, there we go. All right. So that's what it looks like right now if you go to the PNTS Network site. It's under construction. However, you can still go here, and we got the link pinned to our chat. You can go here and you can register and become part of the Old Dirty Blasters clan. Hurry up and do so, because we're about to lock this up. And then after we lock it up, it's going to be up to our generals to select people, new members, and get them set up for events and stuff like that. So I wanted to show that to you guys real quick. But with no further ado, let's talk about it. We'll start with Storm. Storm, what have you been playing since last episode, my friend?
Hold on 1 second, man. Get me next, please.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll start with Pete. Hey, Pete, what you been playing since last episode?
Man, honestly, so I just got Kenna and the Bridge of Spirits, and that is the greatest game I've played so far. It's so cute. It's such a cute game, but the combat, everything is fluid. I've been playing that. I've been playing Deathloop. Of course, I've been playing my favorite game, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Still my favorite Assassin's Creed, because I just like playing blow darts with everyone in berserk darts and then just watch everybody go at it. So really, that's all I've been playing lately, waiting for more games to come out as we go.
Cool. Well, while we're waiting for Storm to get back, I've been playing, and I know I'm a fraud. I know I said I was going to get Madden 22. I haven't done it yet, so I played a little bit of Madden 21. I'm thinking I'm going to wrap up my season before I fully convert over to 22. But it's hard playing 21 once you play 22. I will say that. So I play a little bit of Madden. I've been playing a lot of Division because we got our clan and our clan members are active. We're trying to get our war chests and stuff up and all that good stuff. And we're doing some work out here. So definitely I've been putting my 2 cents into some Division 2. I've also played Ark. I was very curious because it was going to be a topic of discussion. I was very curious on how better Ark performed. I was a little surprised about it. So I'm going to talk about that, but I played a little bit of Ark. And what else did I play? And I played some more From Space. I had to do that multiplayer demo all over again. That was a hell of a demo. And then I played some Deathloop. If you guys missed it, some of the crispiest 4K. Yeah, I'm coming. Well, my brother's already on the 8K level, so I ain't there yet. But I'm coming from my brother's 4K welterweight championship. Some of the crispiest 4K out there. No, check it out. Go to MM2K videos. Check out my Deathloop video. Man, oh man, oh man. That game looks great on the PlayStation 5, so that's what I've been playing. But Storm, what you been playing, brother?
You know, I've been playing some PUBG, trying to get that chicken dinner. I can't get it. It's elusive right now, so I can't catch up with the chicken dinner, man. You know, I've been playing the Control. Been playing. I just got Kenna Bridge of Spirits or whatever. So I'm loving that one. That right there is just beautiful. You know, I love beautiful games, so that one right there might be the most beautiful game I've seen since Cyberpunk. And oh man, it's just something about it. That's all I could say, man. Just wait. I got an 8K video cooking up right now in the oven. Okay. Check it out yourself. But you know, I've been playing a series of games, man. Dirt 5. I did a stream yesterday. Been doing more streaming, right? On Stadia and stuff. So man, just jumping all over the place. That's all I can say. Did I say Division 2, Destiny 2? No. Man, just been going through the library. Assassin's Creed Origin. Wow. Man, MM2K, the list is long, man. So, and that's my new style. I like that. I like being able to hop from game to game. I still put the same amount of play. Let me ask you and Peter something, man. Mm-hmm. I want to know if I'm still considered a gamer. And shout out to Doc Dark. I know Doc just did something on this, but he was, kind of relating to the Xbox and stuff. But I'm talking about overall. Yep. Am I not a gamer if I put the hours in, but I just play what I want to play when I want to play it? What do you think, Peter? Am I a gamer?
Yeah, you're a gamer. I mean, you're playing games, right? I mean, if you're playing games, I'm going to consider you a gamer regardless. I don't care if you play one series of games, you're still a gamer. If you spread your time out between any games, it doesn't matter what the game is. You're still a gamer. Now, if anyone is saying that you're not a gamer, no, you're not a gamer. Whoever's saying that, you're not a gamer. I don't know what you are, but the person that's playing the games is a gamer. That's it.
Thanks, man. Thank you. So all gamers rejoice, man. We are gamers. If you hop around, whatever, you jump off of a title for months or years or whatever, you come back to it, you're still a gamer, man.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I never got that either. But you know who says that, though? Not all young people, but some young people that just maybe their first system was a PlayStation 2. I've noticed that a lot. Like a lot of, I don't want to say young gamers, but new gamers who think it's all about sitting with one game at a time and beating it. Look, I can't tell you the last game that I beat. I love playing games. I love enjoying different games. Like before, I used to like to sit and just opine on one meal. Now I like to try a barrage of different things. You know what I mean? Like Far Cry 5, Storm and Pete is my favorite game over the last few generations. I'm nowhere near beating that. I just go around town and cause havoc all day and collect items and forge new weapons. That's all I do. You know what I mean? I love that game. So, yeah, this definition of gamer from people that just started with a PlayStation 2, I'm not digging that, you know. So, shout out to Doc Dark for that video, though, and shout out to Storm for bringing that up.
Dope.
So, anything else, Storm? You been playing anything else, bro?
No, that's of course I have, but I can't remember all of it. I can't
Everything,
even
yeah,
lie to you. I just,
exactly.
just jump in, play for an hour or two, hop over to the next one, go to work, come home, same thing again. That's all.
Rinse and repeat. I can dig it. I can dig it.
That's all I've been doing too. I got such a big backlog because I'm just going from game to game to game,
Yep.
bro.
Yep. Same here. So
But
I
we're
guess so.
making progress. That's what I noticed though. I make progress in these games. Like I play. All right, so I made a video. I played the beginning of Kenna, right?
Mhm.
And it kept my progress. So when I jump back in it, I'm gonna be proceeding through the game.
That's what's up, bro. Now let me ask: you're planning on PC, right?
Yeah, PC. It's
Now
beautiful out there, man.
I saw some footage. I can't front. I saw some footage on GFN. It looked a little smacking on GFN too, man. So,
It Yeah, shout out to Meg. I saw Meg playing it.
oh yeah,
Megatron
okay,
X. She was
yep,
on it.
yep,
I saw her playing it, and I heard that it was delayed. I heard that it was like it didn't
It
yeah,
was
come
like
out until later.
almost like 24 hours after it initially released that it like came out. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, honestly, yeah,
yeah.
either way, like it's still that's such a beautiful game. I'm loving it
Oh,
too.
okay.
I know we've had we've had people that went ape nuts because a game released on Stadia a couple of hours than they anticipated. You know,
Mm.
uh, a full day. You know what I'm saying? A full day. But I did see the homie De Silva. He was out there. He was like, "Yo, look, I'm not with this. This ain't cool." But once he got access to the game, he was like, "Okay, now I'm happy." But that's the way it should be. Like, but we're going to talk about that. That's really a perfect segue to our first subject matters. Like, you got to open your voice. Like, you can't just because you want your favorite platform to look better than another platform. When you play those games, then you end up missing out. You end up cutting off your nose to spite your face. And a perfect segue for that is our first topic. And our very first topic is, ladies and gentlemen, well, before we get into that, make sure, please, that you hit that like button. Make sure to please sub and rock those bells. The video is forthcoming. Sorry, some house buying stuff I had to take care of, but your subscriptions and your super chats and all that stuff is going to really reward you in the long run when it comes to our monthly giveaway. So definitely don't forget to do that. But our first event or first topic is the Ark pushback. So to get people caught up about what's going on, and let me do this. Let me show you something. This is a tweet from our good brother Jim. And the tweet reads, "Woohoo! We did it as a community. Demand better quality games / ports. Don't settle for BS." And they talked about where in the original tweet where this was retweeted from, adjusted default Stadia video settings to support increased view distance and better texture quality. The following settings could be also adjusted in the options, post processing, and view distance. I tried it out myself, and it feels a lot more stable. Like, it feels like, I always think of my friend who's a big time Ark player. And he would go city to city whenever he had to travel for work, and he would buy brand new computers from Best Buy just to play Ark. And then whenever he had to go to a new city, he would take the little hit for the restocking fee, which would be around $50, he said, and he would just give it back. He would just package it back up and go to the next city and do the same thing. So I see it now for people like him that are diehards of Ark. Now you ain't got to go through stuff like that. You can take Ark on the go, connect to your server too. I think your PC servers as well, and play it via Stadia. So we'll start off with Pete. Pete, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I have not played Ark since they updated, but I have read into the new patch notes and stuff like that. And
Yep.
from my understanding now, it's starting to see that they're getting up to what they originally stated before that release, that it would go
Be
equivalent
on
to
par.
the PC
Yep.
version, right?
Yep.
Which is nice to see, but it's still encountering issues from the general noise surrounding it, that when you start going into crowded areas, the FPS still drops down to like 15, 20 FPS. I'm going to still try it out later just to
Yeah.
see. how improved it's got, but until they actually get it even better, I'm probably not gonna be paying too much attention to Ark. But I mean, it's good to see that we made some noise and that they fixed it. Granted, that should have never even been an issue, and I don't know why you would ever have the low quality texture streaming checked on and then unable to change it. But I mean, that's a whole nother story, bro. I could go on forever about that.
Yeah, no, I can dig it. I can dig it. Storm, what are your thoughts on these on this enhancement, quote unquote, to Arc now?
You see, all right. So I want to make sure that people understand. Hey man, yeah, I'm Project Storm.
Hit the
I
like
swear,
button.
I'm just Project Storm. But I'm just gonna keep it simple today and say, look, man, that is kudos to the team for coming out and doing something that I feel like should have been done in the beginning. But Liam McGee, man, Liam McGee, he's a G. Check out what Liam is saying. Look at L Boogie. See, these guys right here, they understand how we feel for the people that just want to see better games, better ports or whatever across the board, man. It's not a negative parade. It's not a parade of negativity. This is just a few games that we want to see performing better, and Arc is one of those games, man. Now, I feel like that was an easy patch, man. Happened real quick. Real quick. I wish Dirt 5 would get patched up like that, by the way, because that's one of my favorite games on Stadia. But it's just, man, you know, I can't ever get happy and I can't twist it into like a positive if it's not a positive, y'all. So you got to bear with me. But Ark is a game that should have released like it is right now, to tell you the truth, man. It came out weeks and weeks and probably months after people thought it was going to drop. And I'm, just being honest. L Boogie sounds like he feels worse than I do about it. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, man. We're as a consumer, we get to decide whether we want to purchase games or not, or play the games if we can claim them on Pro. I just want to see better games coming to the platform that we all love. That's all.
Yeah.
I hope that's not too much to ask, man. And there's no easy way to put that and no better way to say it.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of Arc. Even when Jim first found the way to get around the graphic settings and to unlock the frames, I said, cool. I put a couple hours in it. I played it. I was like, that's something I can get the lore to it.
Right.
But the lore ain't for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Here's what I will say. That, again, those to where, this might be the thing for you. It's a stable 30 or a stable plus 30. You know what I'm saying? Now, so, give it a try. But ultimately, I don't want to say that this isn't the end of the story, as far as I'm concerned. It's good, though, to show that we can give pushback and we can start getting enhancements or getting improvements done. Because I can guarantee you that for those that are diehard Arc fans that were even turned off from this, if we wouldn't have said anything, they wouldn't have even done this. You know what I mean? So I think that the thesis of the message is, when you speak up, it's better than just trying to accept something because it's on your favorite platform. But with that being said, we still need to see some more done with this game. I mean, it is Arc though, but you know what I mean. But we would like to see a little bit more. It still leaves a little less desirableness to the eye. It's still kind of ugly, but at least they did make some enhancements to it. Now, with that said, my question is to the panel, and I'll start with Storm this time. Because there's this debate in the community about, oh man, don't say that or don't say this because it might make Stadia look bad. I think this is an example of where we might want to speak up. We had the prior example of the 60 frames per second thing that we, Storm and I harped about, and others have harped about as well. And then more recently, we had the situation with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, some people may say it was just miscommunication. We don't know. But from what I've seen recently, speaking up helps. What are your thoughts on that, Storm?
All right, first of all, let me say this. Bibbity Bop's in the building, man. Stadia Burst in the building. You know what I mean? Everybody that joined. Liam McGee, I see Liam McGee. Control is the truth, man. I'm gonna just say that real quick, right? It's the truth in high frame rate mode. Everything I could play in high frame rate mode, MM2K, Peter and chat, I'm gonna go for it, man. And I used to be the guy that said, man, forget a high frame rate mode. I want it all. I want 4K 60. I don't want to compromise, but I made my sacrifice already, y'all. I made my sacrifice by going 1080p or 1440p 60, which is 1440p is beautiful. Like, you can't really tell the difference between 1440p and 4K. It's hard to see that with the naked eye, man. But I will say this, though. As far as the community go, look, y'all know how much time and effort and hours we put in to doing what we do, man. I do have to preface this by saying we are the same individuals that we've always been. Me, MM2K. You know how Peter Cottontail does. All you had to do is go on Twitter and look at the timeline from the last couple hours.
Oh, man.
Peter, but you keep it real. That's why you're on here. We keep it real, or else you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So the thing is, we had to, I always say, imagine me saying, yo, hey, Ark. And I'm not beating up on Ark because y'all know I love these developers that put the time in, man. Shout out to all the developers out there, right? Including developers of Ark. They put the time in, they put the work in. Some of them have families, they're away from home. I get all that. See, I'm a compassionate dude when it comes to that stuff, right? But when it comes to people, having a change of heart about the individual, Project Storm, MM2K, Peter Cottontail, whoever, anybody in the chat, when it comes to people having a change of heart, like all of a sudden I can't rock with Storm because Storm don't care for the performance of Ark and the state of Ark, for example, right? I'm just using it as one example. There's a few, not many. There's a few though. So I hope it doesn't get personal to the point where it's like, man, I can't listen to you, Storm. I can't listen to MM2K or Peter Cottontail because you guys are hard on Ark. But imagine this though. Imagine us coming out here and saying, yo, Ark is fire. Oh, it's the best in the world. Oh my God. Yo, buy it if you don't have Pro. Buy it now. Imagine us doing that and then giving Ark that kind of pass. What kind of stage are we setting for the next game that's up on deck to come to the platform? You know what I mean? Like, do we want that to become more of a widespread thing? Because I remember a couple platforms where people started complaining. One starts with an N, the other starts with an X. And I remember a lot of complaints about the state of games and all that stuff from generations ago up until now. So I'm just saying, man, before I let that happen, and before I sit up here and lie to people or try to pretend, you already know, like I always say, I'll walk away from getting on this microphone and I go back to playing my games, man, and just throwing clips on YouTube. I'll go back to that before I ever change who I am. And I don't want anybody on the other side. If you don't care about 60 FPS, 4K, man, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problems with you. But it seems like, hey, me and Rev had a shout out to Rev, man. Stadia Revolution. We had a conversation the other night, and one thing I got to know is off air, me and Rev, and me and MM2K, and me and Bunny, or whoever, all of us, right? We have some real conversations that should get recorded, but they might have to go pay per view or something because you don't want your kids around. And it gets real, man. And it's all because we're passionate about this platform. We're passionate about gaming. We, make sure that we as a team understand each other, man. But me and Rev, we went back and forth, like throwing straight jabs, hooks, uppercuts, combos, all that, man. Just going back and forth the other night. Rev knows what's up. And it was one of the best conversations we could ever have. And so this is always going to be a good discussion, man. But when it comes to community, man, we got to respect each other's opinions. And 30 frames per second versus 60 shouldn't be a reason for anybody to really get too bent out of shape, Just my opinion.
Yeah. Pete, What are your thoughts, man? I mean, should we be complacent because it's our platform and it's getting beat up enough everywhere else, or should we speak up? When we see things that aren't looking the way that we know it can on this platform.
So when it comes to me, you already know, like you said earlier, just go on the timeline and you'll see me just going off on
Right.
everything. But
Rightfully so. Most of the time.
right, because it's like I love Stadia and I'll defend it, but when it comes to holding it to the standard that we know it's capable of, is when we should speak up. Like, I'm not saying that you should bash it just because you don't like it or because it doesn't have the game you want or whatever, like because it doesn't have Call of Duty or Fortnite or Minecraft or whatever the hell. Apparently Stadia just sucks because of the only 3 games you play. But if they bring a game and it's not up to standards that are expected, then yes, please open your mouth like you did with Ark. Open your mouth about like what you did with Outriders and the fire that I have so many words for that game. That massive disappointment, and I was actually really hyped for that too. But yeah, man, that's all. It's like hold them to the same standard you would hold if the game was coming to the next gen consoles like PS5 or the Series X, and you know that it's not taking advantage of how it can run. Don't give me the excuse that, oh, developers are just learning it and stuff like that. I get that, but that's still not an excuse, because what they're going to do is just start using that as a scapegoat and telling you, oh, sorry, we're just learning, and then take forever to do patches. And that's not okay, especially when it's not communicated. So like I said, just hold them to a standard when it counts and where it counts.
Like this optimization with Ark, and again, it's not perfect, but again, it's Ark. I mean, like, it's a balance. It's realizing, okay, this is Ark, but still, there was something janky going on here. Like, this optimization that they did only took them a month, right? Like, why couldn't this happen at launch, or why couldn't you push this back a month? You know what I mean? Like, you literally were trying to throw this out there. And you didn't mention to us the whole console thing. Thank goodness somebody discovered it, and then Jim discovered the commands that can make you do. So this wasn't part of your plan. Like, well, we'll release it out here in this state, and then they could just use the console to fix. No, that wasn't what your plans were. So, we got to let developers know. We get it, and sometimes it's not even about Stadia. Like, Stadia sometimes has the worser end of the stick here. They're the redheaded stepchild, and I'm not going to say in all occasions, but in a lot of these occasions. And developers just take advantage of that. And they, and I often imagine that they go and say, well, Xbox got the bigger volume, so that's where we got to put our resources and stuff at. And it's going to take us to stand up. A lot of people are watching us. They see that a lot of us are very enthusiastic about this platform. And that sometimes can be a sign of weakness. Oh, these guys, they want anything on this platform. Here, give them this at 480p.
Yeah, right? Throw them the scraps.
Give them the scraps. So that's where we got to be. It's a balance. Yeah, we don't sit there and whine and complain that a logo isn't at a premiere event show. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when we see situations like this, like I can dig where Storm is coming from. Storm is like, I don't even want to talk about Ark. Like, why is this on the subject list? Like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm coming from an avenue of, I know people that here they'll play it this way, but we got to speak up and talk better for more. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
There's a reasonable way to push back and an unreasonable way to push back, and I think we use one of the more reasonable ways to push back, and we got results. And let's keep doing it. Let's show our enthusiasm for the platform. Let's pivot off of facts, but at the same time, let's not just take all the little sloppy seconds that developers want to throw at us and grab the bag and money and run away. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Those are my thoughts. Any final thoughts on that before we move on?
Nah, man. Other than the fact that, hey, if you enjoy that game, you got to hear this one more time, man. Have fun on it. Any game for that matter. Do not let somebody dictate what you should play and what you enjoy playing or whatever. Don't let anybody change your mind. I always say it, man. I always say it, but go ahead though, MM.
Yep. All right. Well, with that said, the next topic is we got the course game event that's coming tomorrow. Okay. So for those of you that may not be aware, course is a game out of some of the bigger name games. I'm not sure if we would call this AAA. It's from was it DS Fish Labs or I forget.
I mean, yeah, Deep Silver is
Fish Labs,
fairly known. I wouldn't say they're like AAA status, but I mean they're a fairly known studio.
Absolutely. And so this is a game that's on a lot of people's radar. Just to make sure that I found all the right backup, I went and did a search of course on Twitter, and you would be surprised at like during E3s and Xbox events where chorus was like in people's top 5, against other AAA bangers, you know what I mean? So this isn't a game that necessarily sneeze at, and it's not an Ubisoft game, so that's cool. With that being said, they're having a big event tomorrow, and this is how they phrased it. They sent out a tweet and they said, calling all resistance fighters, get ready. This Thursday, we will be unveiling major news regarding course. The time is nearly upon us to rise as one. All right. Now, for those of you that are new to the platform or just new to this game and don't understand why there's special excitement here within the Stadia community about this game, the game was first mentioned to be coming to Stadia, I think, like October, November. And these are just one of the many tweets from that era. We know many of you are hyped to play chorus on Stadia. Tag your Stadia friends here. And I remember we were all excited about that. 213 likes there. Then there was this big thing where at Gamescom, now this may sound silly and trivial, but it just showed, I guess, the relationship between the chorus developers and publisher along with Stadia, where when they aired the game at Gamescom, it was the Stadia trailer that they put up there. Now, I don't know if that was a mistake or whatever, but that got a lot of people excited that are Stadians. And lastly, there was this whole thing where the course developer confirmed working with the quote-unquote Gen 2 Stadia blades. And it kind of reads, this is an excerpt from Reset Era, but this is, I know it's Reset Era, but it's a direct quote. It says, a while back we spoke to ray tracing, was teased to be coming with Chorus. However, currently, as it stands, Google does not support ray tracing, meaning this would be a Gen 2 feature. Now we've seen Gen 2 Stadia rumors floating around for a while, with the developers apparently having their hands on Gen 2 server blades. Remember when they were talking about that? So there's a lot of history with this game in the Stadia community. So I asked this, and I'm going to start with Storm. Storm, what is your anticipation level, just in general, for this game, for this announcement, whatever it is, tomorrow?
It's not as high. I don't have high expectations like I did when I was thinking ray tracing and stuff like that early on, when they, that whole ray tracing conversation came up. I kind of pumped the brakes, not even really talking. I'm talking maybe future ray tracing and stuff coming. But I think it's just going to be them really showcasing more of the game, getting in depth with the game. That's what I like to see, just getting in more in depth with the game, the characters, the planets, like things like that. The different ships you're going to be flying, things like that is what I want to see, the weapons. So I think that's what they're going to hit us with. But I also think I think they might do some kind of surprise multiplayer component or something, man, maybe with crossplay. That's what I'm thinking, because they definitely hyped it up. They definitely hyped it up and said that they have it's like this surprise or whatever that they have coming. So that's not going to be like a small, simple cookie cutter announcement, in my opinion, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I think. But I think it's going to be, of course, they're going to break down the game in more depth and detail. They're going to give us a solid release date. That's going to be a part of it for sure. And I'm just ready for it all, man.
Pete, what are your thoughts? What are you What are your anticipation levels, if any, for this event tomorrow?
So I haven't been keeping a super close eye on it, but ever since its announcement for coming to Stadia, I have been watchful on it. The game looks fantastic, at least from any of the footage they've shown. I actually got hyped up a little bit. I think it was yesterday that they finally revealed the ship, or the Forsaken, or whatever they call it, has a voice.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty interesting that there is a distinct storyline between, and a plot line between, the pilot and the ship itself, and the ship seems to be a completely separate entity, I guess you could call it. Um, the game looks good. Did say, like you mentioned earlier, that Stadia doesn't support ray tracing, and honestly, when it comes to that, guys, chat, please keep your expectations down when it comes to ray tracing and all of these features that next gen consoles and PC has, because we already know Google is playing the long game, and there is a very likely chance that Chorus is going to look really good, but it will not have ray tracing. So when it comes to that, tone yourself, keep an open mind, and really appreciate that developers are still supporting the platform and they are trying their absolute best. And as time goes on, games have been looking better and better and better. So get those features when it comes and as Stadia expands. But overall, I'm actually pretty hyped for the game, and I like games that are space, and the fact that this spaceship looks like it could just straight up dodge everything and murk everything on the way through looks like so much fun to me. So I'm like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say like 7 out of 10, at
Mm-hmm.
least until they make the announcement tomorrow. And then
Yeah,
my opinion will change after that.
that's where I'm at. I'm like at a 7 out of 10 for this, where I I'm not, like, I echo sentiments from both of you guys. I'm do not walk into this thing expecting to hear the same rhetoric that you heard last year. This was before. This is when it was cool and it was okay to talk about Gen 2.0, and Stadia really didn't say anything about it. Then after all this was said, you had John Justice come out and say, you know what? Really, the whole Stadia Gen 2.0 thing, like when we do implementations and upgrades, we're going to do it in pieces and chunks, and it's going to be stealth drop. So, am I going into this expecting 100% that they're going to be talking about ray tracing or any of that? No, but I'm interested. I ain't gonna lie. I'm interested to hear what they have to say, to see if they're going to be if any of this implementation is coming through, and if anything that they have to say at a major level is related to Stadia. They seem to have a very cozy relationship with Stadia, so we're going to see if that coziness is still there. Now, I know there's doubts about whether Chorus would be the game to highlight this. I just don't know who they're going to use to highlight any upgrades. You know what I mean? I don't think we know anything at that level when they're coming, if they're even coming this year. I'm just curious to see if there's any Stadia related news that garners excitement that comes at this, because they've seemed to be real cozy with Stadia. But out of a 10, I would say my anticipation levels is 7 out of 10, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say. I guess what they're going to, because they didn't drop a time, y'all, that they were going to announce anything. I guess what they're going to do is they're just going to drop a video sometime tomorrow. I don't know. But nonetheless, I'm still I guess I can use excited. I'm still excited to see what they come up with and what they got to talk about. If they have something stadium related, great. If not, I just want to see what the game is about. I'm normally not a space shooter type of person, but I'm interested to see how this game is, and how it progresses.
Dodging spaceship, man. I I just saw. I keep thinking of that one clip where the ship like does a complete barrel roll past the ship in midair and then just goes through the wreckage like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be like, if that's actually like part of the game and not like part of a cutscene, I'm going to have so much fun with that game personally.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing it because it just looks clean. It looks real neat. Looks clean, and that's up my alley. Storm. Any other thoughts on this before we move on?
Nah, man. My excitement level for the game is high. Like I said, be prepared for a release date. We know that they're sticking to 2021. So I would definitely be prepared for a release date. Hopefully it's not late December or something like that, man. If it is what it is. But if it's sooner than that, man, I think people are gonna be even more excited. So whatever it is, I'm going in with low expectations. And speaking of low expectations, I back my low expectations up for Stadia like they were at launch, man. Where I had really no expectations. I keep them low, bottom of the barrel low, so that way I'm not disappointed when it comes to certain things, like feature upgrades and things like that. I hope they kind of change their mind when it comes to the future announcements and stuff about the platform, the upgrades or whatever. I know a lot of people are split on that. But man, let me know. Let me know when I can expect to be playing on the same playing field as Xbox Series X and PS5 and PC. You know what I mean? Let me know that, please. Stadia, if you're watching this, some of us want to know. Like, that's for real. Start a program. Pull us in there. See if we're interested. You know what I mean? Let us get early hands-on trials or something of this new performance, because some people don't care.
Yeah.
We got to lead the people that care, you know what I mean? To do things, the people that care about it, start a program for us. That's all I'm asking.
I mean, they said they're reaching out to the tech enthusiasts, and we can't, and look, we got to keep it real, y'all. Playing games like these guys have played Kenna and then playing Deathloop, like, man, having them visuals that pop in your face, you're like, damn, I know Stadia can get there. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. You gotta convince developers to go all out, in this post-COVID era. I get it. But however Stadia can help out in that regard, that'd be great. What were you gonna say, Pete? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just sorry. I was just saying times are rough right now. Yeah. And, like, it's hard for developers. They don't have all of that ability to fully work right now because the pandemic, believe it or not, kind of jacked up like everything across the world, game development, all of it. And it sucks to have the developers be limited in what they can do. So really, I say, like, just give them time. And then once everything is back to normal and they can get back into the offices, and we're starting to see that now, that a lot of the studios and stuff are starting to bring people back into the offices, all their headquarters and stuff like that, then they can work with all of their equipment, because working from home, they don't have the same rigs and equipment that they would back at the office. They don't have that same space, so it's hard for them, and that's why patches are slower, that's why updates are slower, and everything is just kind of at a crawl right now, which sucks, but eventually they'll get back up to speed.
Now, someone might hear that and they might say, well, what does that got to do with Stadia? Stadia's development is in the cloud. Well, we heard from developers that they're improving that, but the upload to the cloud can take some time. And then it's not even necessarily about Stadia. If what keeps my lights on at the moment is Xbox and PlayStation, and it's more complicated for me to develop for them, that's going to unfortunately push some things further back as it relates to Stadia. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily, it's like a ripple effect. It's, you know what, I got to put more resources on this because these people are working remotely, and it's hard for us to get things implemented. The five guys that were going to polish that thing for Stadia, look, put that to the side a little bit. Here, we need you to help with this. That's and they're realigning resources like that. And it's going to have a trickle-down effect. So.
And as the platform, you're right, and as the platform grows, then they're going to have a dedicated team of individuals working on cloud.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. That's going to take time. It's the pros and cons of having a dedicated platform up front, because it's a dedicated platform and it's being treated as the redheaded stepchild. But once people get more familiar, more gamers get on, which there are gamers by the day joining the platform. We do the stats every month. There's gamers. The platform is growing every day. Don't pay attention to the 23 people on Reddit that said I'm leaving right now. Screw that. You know what I mean? Look at the trends.
We don't need you to announce your departure, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave. But if you
where's
stay,
Clive
then
at?
cool.
Where's Clive when we need him? I'm leaving now.
Bro, I'm gonna start running. I really want to make a Twitter that just like every time someone announces their departure, just be like, okay, bye, have a nice flight, and just have it auto post tweets about them, and have it auto post a tweet about a flight, and just be tag them and be like, goodbye, see you later.
See ya. Enjoy the flight. Enjoy the peanuts. Yeah, but it's that part of it's going to take time. But once they get in their groove, and once cloud gaming really starts to shoot off, you're really going to see the benefits of them having their own unique platform. You know what I mean? We're starting to see the fruits of that, like right now, where games, we got the different a la carte purchases of games and things like that, things that you don't see on other platforms. There is a benefit, and just the performance alone. You know what I mean? That's a big help. All right. With that said, let's see here. I think that we got one more topic. Not a lot in the realm of Stadia updates this week. However, fans of the platform would be excited to know that even though a lot of us kind of abandoned, as Jack has shown us via the monthly stats, a lot of us kind of abandoned the native phone app, that there are some uses of it, and Stadia hasn't given up on it. Even though a lot more of us are using PWA. There was a recent APK mobile breakdown that shows that there is mobile chat coming to the platform. Now, I wanted to bring the article up, but my internet is messing with me, so I can't bring the article up right now. However, it talks about the latest APK breakdown for those that are familiar when Gen Gaming does them, that talk about the little different elements in the line of code and the text and stuff that's in there. I'll start with Pete. Hey, Pete, what are your thoughts of this coming to the native app? Is this something that's going to bring you back to the native app, or you never left it, or what's the case?
I never really left the native app in general, because I'm not on Android, I'm on iOS, but I still use the native app, because that's what seems to get all of the updates. Plus, if I'm not on my PC or near my PC, I have to use the app to buy games, claim games, whatever it may be. But it's nice to see pertaining to the voice chat coming to Android and eventually iOS, because Apple is just ridiculous with its policies. But it's nice to see that the voice chat is starting to come to Android, or Android and iOS. I know that a lot of people have been claiming for it, wondering, okay, hey, when are we going to get voice chat? Because if I recall correctly, I know that both the PlayStation apps and Xbox apps have voice chat already, I think.
Yep.
So it'll be nice to see that they're starting to get the same features that consoles have. That, granted, it's not required to. It's not really a requirement, I would say, to be on there, but it's something that a lot of people who game a lot are used to seeing. And it's nice to see them focusing on all of the social aspects that are available on other platforms. So really, I'm excited to see what comes up with that. And I know that it'll make communicating between players a lot easier, instead of them having to immediately form a party or reach out through Discord or Twitter or anything else like that, when they could just talk directly through the app. So that's going to be nice to see.
Cool. Storm, what are your thoughts, man? Is the mobile app something that's really gonna get you excited? You know, what does Project Storm think about this? Did we lose Storm? He's muted. Oh no, he's muted right now.
My bad. No.
That's
My
okay.
bad. My bad. I just grabbed my bag.
Smart.
My wife brought me some food and stuff, so
Okay.
I didn't want you to hear all that rattling. And all that. But
that's all right.
But yeah, man, I feel like the app is necessary, man. You know, there's a level of convenience, so whatever iterations they add to it can only be helpful for all the people that's on Stadia and that's going to become the Stadia. But it's not a deal breaker though.
Yeah,
I do feel that way.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean I've used the voice chat on phone apps for PlayStation, or no, really for Xbox. We used to have like little Xbox chats and stuff like that, and I used it there. I mean, it's cool to have, but in the era of Discord, do you really need it? You know what I mean? I mean, I guess if you're playing on your phone via the native app, which I don't know after PWA, I don't know why you would. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
right. I was like, I don't really see.
Right.
I mean, that could be the thing that brings you back to doing it, but
now for the people that want it, we're with you. I want it for you if you want it, you know. But for me, like MM just said, there's other ways, man. There's 5 or 6 other ways I could think of right now to do the things I need to do. No, I'm more worried. I want an activity feed and stuff like that, a full-fledged activity feed where I can, you know what I mean, and looking for group. LFG, yo, listen, man. LFG is something I had on my list several times, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to
looking
see
for
that.
group would be so. I know that they might have workarounds and stuff, and other people. There might be some people out there that have these things, or you can start your own and all that stuff. But a built-in looking for group. Now that's an app that I think we need, man.
Yeah.
You could jump on there while you're in the game, you know, hit the Stadia button, bloop, looking for group right at the top of the screen, top right, whatever. Look at LFG. Click it. Then you put the details in, and now you're matching up with other individuals or whatever to get in these games, man. That would be cool too.
I totally agree. I mean, I see that the implementations on the app have slowed down reasonably because of PWA apparently and whatever. But my thing is I do not foresee this making me use the native app even further. Like I want you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool and all, but you know, in the era of Discord and stuff like that, again, like unless you're playing a game on your phone, it's okay. It's cool to have. I'll just leave it at that. All right, folks. Well, go ahead. What were you going to say, Pete? Go ahead, Pete.
Oh no, just baby steps. We got to take baby steps first.
Yep, exactly. I want the full flesh features. I want the games. You know, this is cool. This is nice for those that want to use it. But we'll see how things progress as they do more implementation. This is just one that, okay, cool. You can check it off your box as far as I'm concerned. But with that said, that's our show for today. I know it's not as long as it normally would be. We were kind of light on the news and so forth. However, we do have something cloud related that we wanted to talk about that really didn't belong on the main show. But it's going to be a robust discussion nonetheless, and it's going to happen on the it's going to happen in the after show. So here's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to leave a link to the after show right here. I'm putting it right here in the chat.
Oh, while you making that link, MM2K, please, you gotta let me share my thoughts, man. I want to talk about the community blog. I want to talk about that.
Oh, you want to talk about the community blog? Okay,
nah,
go
we
ahead.
can do it in the after show. We can do it in the after show.
Are we doing an after show? Okay, cool.
Cool. I just want to give my thoughts on. I went and read what the people had to say and comments and stuff, and man, I want to share my thoughts on it. So if you can build some time in for that, like a couple minutes. Mm-hmm.
We can talk about the community blog.
That'd be great.
We'll kick off with that. We'll talk about the community blog, and then we're going to get into this whole thing about Amazon and...
Oh, man. Oh. Oh
New
man,
World and Luna.
Man, I
let's
could
go.
go on
Let's
forever
go.
about that, man.
Let's go. Please,
I
let's go.
mean, we gotta
And
ask ourselves.
hey man, can we talk about GFN 2 and all that?
We can talk about it all.
We could
I
talk
mean,
about
let's
it.
go. I mean, because there's a lot that transpired, man, that we might
Yeah.
want to touch on it, man. You know,
We're gonna talk about it all. Again, you guys got a straightforward episode of SSC podcast today. However, I put a link to the after show, and if you're a member, and this is going to be you're going to get a bonus because normally you have to be a prescription or short shot member to get access. Today, all members are going to get access to this conversation.
oh man.
So if you're a member,
my gosh,
either click on that link as soon as, and I'm going to pin it. Well, I already have it pinned. Click on that link, and it'll take you to the after show, or just sit tight. It'll bring you over. But we're going to talk about the Stadia blog. Storm wants to touch on the Stadia blog, his thoughts on it.
yes sir.
And then we're going to
sir.
talk about these other cloud platforms, and we're particularly going to talk about this whole Amazon Luna thing. I think the question that we got to ask y'all is, what, Amazon don't care about Luna no more?
Man, we're about to talk about it. It's funny because we talked about it before. Remember when I said, please throw this in MM2K, please throw in the New World, and we threw it in a few weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
And now we're back to that conversation again, boy. I'm telling you, here at PNCS Network, that's what we do. You know,
are we ready to come out with our banners and our T-shirts and our pom-poms? Amazon don't care about Luna. We going to have a conversation?
The holidays are coming. We might sell a few.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think we could. Some flip-flops, some Crocs. Some
drop.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep. Some bean bags. We're going to talk about it. Join us for the after party starting in a couple of minutes. But before we go, let's just let everybody know where they can be found. Let's start with Project Storm. Storm, can you let the good people know where they can find you at, my good friend?
You can definitely find me right here on YouTube. Project Storm is the channel. Avatar is the one that you see right now. And MM2K does a good job of putting the link in the description or whatever for my Twitter handle. So for those who already know, it's the Nephiliac. For those who don't know, the Nephiliac is someone who loves clouds. So you see what I did there?
Yep.
I mean, I love this cloud gaming stuff, and that's what I went with it. I thought it was creative. I know it's hard to spell. It's hard to pronounce sometimes. I understand, but I think it's cool once you get the hang of it, man. But that's where you can find me at those two places primarily.
Awesome. Our good friend, our new panel member, Peter Cottontail, where can we find you at, good friend?
All right, so mainly Twitter at foremost_GG. I have been getting quite a few requests. I used to stream intermittently, mainly through Stadia, but my work schedule's too inconsistent right now. But I will definitely be rebranding my YouTube channel and getting that all set up. And then once I can get that all set up, I will definitely be adding in a YouTube channel for everyone to watch me. It'll be random gameplay clips, any streams I might be doing. But for now, at foremost_GG on Twitter is the primary place to find me if you ever want to talk about anything cloud related, gaming related, any systems. I don't care. I like to talk. So that's my main place.
All right. Hey, get that content out, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
That's right.
You know, we could talk, brother. We could talk on the back end about that. All right. Hey, y'all might know who I am. Y'all can find me here at Stadia Dosage. Just look for me at MM2K on Twitter. We also have Stadia Dosage streams and Stadia Dosage Plus. And then we have the MM2K videos channel. I don't know if we're going to have a commission podcast tomorrow because everybody's catching up on games and stuff. I got to talk to the people.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's Thursday night football smack
Thursday,
in the middle of it.
Yeah. We might have to do that.
Happening tomorrow.
Exactly. And then I was talking to shout out to Stadia Rev, man. That's my brother.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying? We had a good conversation on Twitter yesterday where we were talking about something and just showing that we can have diversity of thought, people can have different opinions. But I was talking to Rev last night, and Rev pointed something out to my attention. He said, bro, this thing ain't looking too right here for the rollout. And I'm like, damn it. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing a commission podcast tomorrow because something else done popped up. But we're going to get it together, y'all. We're going to get it together. But shout out to everybody Thank y'all so much for joining us. Be ready for that after party. It's right there in the link. If you're not a member, become a member now. Because we're going to be, you heard the enthusiasm and everybody. Like, look, it was a light week for Stadia. Man. It was a light week for Stadia. So, we cooked the meat the best way that we could. But when it comes to this after party.
Oh my God. Hey, after show, it's gloves off, man. I mean, we just say what you want to say. So if you want to hear the real Project Storm and how I really feel, come on over there. MM2K and Peter Cottontail. You already know we're a 3-headed dragon. I mean,
come on over.
Come on.
All right, with that said, thank you very much. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.